Hello guys, welcome back, and today we are going to be doing on um Modrak Rage Serpent. This is the character that we're going to be looking at. He's one of the new characters that just dropped along with three others, Kingu, Anubis right there, and Basset. But today I'm going to be covering Modrak Rage Serpent, so let's get right into this video. Alright, so first off, let's take an overview on what or who Modrak is. So Modrak is a ranged energy based modifier which deals physical damage. So he's a physical DPS. He uses equipment such as his guns and artillery strikes to deal damage, but we're going to get to more of that in his skills when we overlook his skills. He has this general esque type look to him, and I know a lot of people fancy that. So if you like that look and you picked up Modrak, um yeah, so let's start with his skills. His normal attack, Storm Blitz, fires two. His normal attack, Storm Blitz, fires two volleys using Rage Serpent, then calls a drone in Storm mode for more firepower, dealing physical damage based on his attack. Right? He accumulates firepower, and if you don't know what firepower is, there's a red bar just above his energy bar which shows his firepower accumulation, and he accumulates firepower every time his normal attack hits. So once his firepower is full, you hold the normal attack to enter what is called hissing in rage. In hissing in rage, he will max out the fire rate of rage serpent, and he will continuously fire shots to enemies. That's all for his normal attack, or his basic attack if you will. His normal attack is skill 1, sorry. His skill 1, total firepower. This has quite a bit to it. So his skill 1, total firepower, fires 3 consecutive cannon shots at the enemy with Rage Serpent, dealing physical damage based on his attack. This then boosts all members of the team skill 1 damage for 5 seconds. Upon hitting an enemy with each shot of the skill 1, this will refresh and then extend the boost of this extend the duration of this boost. This boost stacks up to 3 times. Right? Now when his energy is full, the skill is then replaced with firepower assist. Firepower assist expends energy, and then he calls in a long range bombardment, which is an artillery strike basically, to deal damage to enemies in front of him. This damage is physical and is based on Modrak's attack. His skill 2, quick response, bombards the enemy with Rage Serpent, dealing physical damage and inflicting a stun on all enemies within the range of the skill. Then upon landing a hit, calls in a drone to do an area bombardment, dealing physical damage based on his attack. Now I will say something here just to clarify. He summoned the drone, and the drone is in what is called Raphael mode. I'll get to this in his Functor, but for now bear with me. His skill 3, surround and eliminate, throws an implosion grenade that deals physical damage based on Modrak's attack and pulls enemy in for a short time. The duration at which, or the length at which he will pull enemies in, is not specified. He pulls enemy in for a short time, then calls a drone to do an area bombardment, dealing more physical damage. Right? Now this drone he calls this drone in what is called Borsak mode. That's what I'm calling it. Right? Now again, I'll get to this and the use of this in his Functor. Right? Now, dealing physical damage. Right? So the skill increases the firepower gain rate, which is the red bar just above his energy, right, by 20% for 7 seconds. Now if this skill hits, it will reduce its CD by 0.4, increases the skill's energy cost by 2. Right? It's minimal, but I just thought I should mention it. Right? Alright. Now on to his ultimate. His ultimate, War of the Gods, End, calls drones in turret mode. This is also called hurricane mode to bombard a target area, dealing physical damage based on Modrak's attack. It inflicts armor break on enemies it hits, which will reduce their defense by 25% for 10 seconds. So this can also be used as a defense shred. He can be used as a defense shred support, which is ultimate to give you more damage, right? Now that's all for his ultimate. His dodge skill. His dodge skill emergency protection is a skill in which when you trigger a perfect dodge, you will reduce the damage he takes by 20%, and for every firepower he has, he will reduce the damage further by 0.1%. So for every 1 point of firepower he has, he will reduce the damage he takes by an increase to 0.1%. So basically, you just reduce the damage that he takes when you trigger a perfect dodge. Anyway, that's it for his skills. Uh, all right, access key. Now, this is quite a bit to unpack, but I will first of all talk about his signature, right? Which is obviously going to be the best in slot for him. Now, I say this is going to be the best in slot for him because, as you saw from his kit, he helps buff some of the team's skills. He also helps with defense shred. Now, his access key or his functor, sorry, helps with that, right? This is called synchronic Ushumagalu. I don't know. Don't quote me anywhere. Sorry for butchering the name as it is. But as you can see, when equipped by Rage Serpent Modrak, grants the following effect: when a teammate casts a skill or ultimate, a drone is sent that corresponds to either quick response or surround and eliminate, which is a skill 2 and a skill 3, which the skill 2 sends in Raphael mode, while the skill 3, which is surround and eliminate, sends the drone in Boros mode. Now, and deals the corresponding amount of physical damage, and also increases the attack of all team members by 180. It can stack up to 1080, sorry, for 18 seconds. Now, the two types of drones summoned by each teammate has a CD of 20 seconds respectively, right? That's all. Now, when the drone is summoned in Raphael mode, which is his skill 2, it reduces the energy cost by 10%. When a teammate summons a drone in this mode, effects last 12 seconds. Also increases the base damage of all team members skill 2 by 5% for 12 seconds. Effect can stack up to 2 times, right? And then in Boros mode or Borsok mode, that's a skill 3, you gain 10% more energy when a teammate summons this drone, and the effect lasts 12 seconds. Also increases the base damage of all members skill 3 for 12 seconds. So his skill 1 increases the base damage of all team members skill 1. His functor then increases the base damage of skill 2 and skill 3, right? And increases and reduces energy gain rate, right? Whirlwind mode, which is also called turret mode, is where a teammate summons a drone and it reduces the damage type, or it reduces the damage resistance and then increases the damage type of that hero. Basically, that's it. But I'm not going to go too much. I'm not going to go into the rest of it. There's hurricane mode, there are other bunch of mode, but basically it's best in slot for him. Now, if you don't want to pull for this, or you don't have this shifted stars to go for his signature, which other ones are good for him? Well, we have synchronic Pingala, which is the 3-star for all Asterim characters. This increases death by 6%. But if you do not like that, you can always get the free-to-play version from the dimension variable if you've cleared this, which is synchronic Vasuk. This is pairs very well with his kit, so it hits on enemy in an abnormal state, deals 15% more damage. He can stun enemies, which is considered an abnormal state, and that will increase the damage by 15%. So it's not a bad functor for him. There's also the 4-star synchronic Chakanju. I really don't know how to pronounce these names. Again, I'm so sorry for butchering this. The higher the enemy's HP is when they are hit, the higher the index multiplier increases. So if you hit an enemy when they have more HP, the index multiplier will increase based on the enemy's HP, right? Then there's also synchronic Kanjangu, which when a dodge is triggered gets a shield equal to 4.2% of the mark of your max HP for 10 seconds, right? This can stack up to 7% of your max HP for 10 seconds at Transcendent 5. But because his dodge skill helps reduce damage taking, right? This shield also works in conjunction with that kit. So it gets a shield and reduces the damage taken, which will make the shield to last longer. So all in all, it pairs well with his kit. It's really good for him also. So these are the sigil, or these are the functor, sorry, that are good for him. Now we are going on to sigils, and onto sigils, there's only two slots or two sets that are best for him. We have Mythic Warriors in slot 135 and Song of the Victor in slot 2, 4, and 6. Now, I will say this: any character that uses energy is going to use Song of the Victor as their best in slot. Once they use energy, it's best to just give them Song of the Victor because that's like the best in slot for them. Now, the reason why Mythic Warriors is good for him is because he is a physical DPS, and as you can see from here, this increases physical damage by 5%. And then for every hit landed with either a skill or a physical skill or a physical ultimate, your physical damage is increased by 2% for 10 seconds, and this stacks up to 5 times. And 2 times 5 is 10. So you're getting a total of 15% increase to your physical damage, right? It's a lot. So, and then when you have the 5 stacks, your crit damage is then increased by 10%. So it's just a whole boost to his kit. Aside this, there's also one more that might be able to replace this in slot 246, and that is the scale of math, which is what Anubis is currently using, if I'm right? So it increases ultimate skill damage by 30%. You gain 1 stack of measure each time a skill hits, and each stack of measure also increases your attack by 3% for 3 seconds. Stacks up to 3 times. So you get 9% attack. This stacks up to 3 times, right? And after you get 3 stacks, you cannot gain more stack. And when you have the 3 stacks, your damage is increased by 12%. So basically, your overall damage, ultimate skill, basic attack, everything is increased by 12%. And then your ultimate has a 30% increase in damage on top of that 12% increase in damage, and you're also gaining 9% attack. So this can also work for Mudrak in slot 246, but slot 135 is going to be Mythic Warrior. Sorry, 246 is Song of the Victor. 135 is Mythic Warriors. You can replace 135 with Scale of Maths, but 246 Song of the Victor. If you don't have Song of the Victor, or you've not been able to farm Song of the Victor yet, you can always go for your Munganda and Alexandra Conquest. These two are also good sigils, which helps energy gain rate for energy character. You might have a good Yormunganda piece or a good Alexandra Conquest piece from all your previous farming, and you might have done some enchants on them that are giving you crit rate, crit damage, a huge attack, and you can just put that on him and it will work fine, right? But once you get Song of Victor and you enchanted Song of Victor to get better substats, then you want to replace it. You always want to change your energy based modifiers for now into Song of Victor. That's basically it for sigils. Onto code. As you can see, I have the rest of his code locked, and because I do not have him yet, I just tingle around with him to see what he can gain. And the code they are using is the Supreme God's Fortitude. So basically, casting Fire Assist expends 10 less energy, gain 2 extra energy every 1 second when casting Hissing Rage. If you don't know, Fire Assist is when you have full energy and you cast a skill 1, and then Hissing Rage is when you have full firepower and you hold down the basic attack. Gain 1 stack of damage boost each time Hissing Rage expends firepower, with each stack increasing the mod's damage by 1%, stacks up to 25 times. So you're gaining 25% increase in damage, right? Effect will be removed 3 seconds after casting Quick Respond or Surround Ultimate. And if you cast your skill 2 or skill 3, it will remove the effect, right? So apply CD reduction buff to total firepower. Also, the next Quick Response or Surround Element cast effect can trigger once every time total firepower is cast. Total firepower is basically, like I said, the when your skill 1 is full and then you use the skill 1, right? So that's that, right? So whenever you do that, you will get a CD reduction to your skills, both your second skill and your third skill. So all in all, for me, codes aren't really specific. They aren't really bad codes that, oh, this code doesn't work for this character at all. It just depends on the playstyle that you want to work. Do you want to boost this character's damage? Do you want to play more as a support? And there are always codes that support this. So look around the codes, pick the one that's best for you, and enjoy that. So anyway, That's all for Mudrak Rage Serpent. I'll have a little gameplay now.
Finish it.
Clobber them!
Quick.
The enemy looks like I
Got
still
you.
know how to fight. All units stand by. Act on my signals. Yeah. Falcon, lure out the enemy. Airspace control.
You have nowhere to run.
Ha ha! Yeah! Ha ha! Yeah! Ha ha! Looks like I still know how to fight. Yeah! Let's turn it into a honeycomb. This is what you get! Falcon, lure out the enemy. Yeah! Let's turn it into a honeycomb. All units fire at will! Clobber them! Let's have some fun! I'm getting excited! Yeah!
You have nowhere to run.
Let's turn... All units stand by.
You're
Act
a
on my
tricky one.
signals.
Got you.
Taste this! Falcons, lure out the enemy! You commanded well, just like I used to back in the day.
Alright, so back from the gameplay. My personal thoughts on Mudrak. He's not a bad DPS, but compared to the other DPS in the game right now, he sits somewhere in the not not OP category. He's okay. He's not bad, right? He's just great, right? Like, let's just put it that way. He's an all-rounder. He can boost your damage. He can deal a decent amount of damage. So he's just an all-rounder. He acts as a booster, as a DPS. He's not just a healer, right? So all in all, he's just a well-rounded character, but he's not, OP by any means like Hades and Athena. He's not underwhelming, right? He's just there. He's just great, right? Although I will say, when you're in hissing rage, you cannot aim like hell, where you can aim where you want to fire your skills to or your bullets to. He faces a direction, and that is it. You're stuck to that direction. So either you cancel out hissing rage or you run out of firepower, which I feel is a very bad thing for his kit. That annoys me to no end. So that is one kink that I found with him. That's one of the reasons why I cannot say he's OP. It's not like he lacks damage. It's just that his playstyle is really clunky. But anyway, that's just me and my first impression
No
on him.
daydreaming on the job, admin.
I am not.
I believe there are still a number of reports waiting for you.
Yes, woman, I am not daydreaming. I am clearly rounding up my video, and I will get to those things when I'm done. Sorry for that. Anyway, like I said, he's not OP. His playstyle is pretty much a little bit clunky and could use improvements here and there, but all in all, he's just a okay DPS, right? So those are my thoughts. Be sure to subscribe, like this video, comment what you like on Mudrak, what you prefer them to change, or how much damage your own Mudrak deals.
Don't worry too much. I'll be here with you and the other rookies for the time being.
Why you just keep interrupting me? Anyway, I love you to death, true, but that's beyond the point. Again, subscribe, like the video, comment what you want to see, which other heroes you would like me to do a video on. Also comment what you want them to change for Mudrak, if you're enjoying Mudrak currently, if you pulled for him, if you lost your 50-50 your builds and your damage. You can even give me a link to your own video for your showcase, and I'll be sure to watch that. Links to my socials are in the description. Always my Discord, my TikTok, my Reddit, they're all there. You can always follow me on all those platforms, and we can have a cool discussion about any type of games. Aether Gazer, Punching Raven, Dust Light. Thanks for watching this video. I'll be sure to see you guys in the next one.